Here's a big question we hear a lot. Why has India, this giant with so much potential, found it so much harder to match China's incredible economic speed?
It's a fascinating puzzle, isn't it? And someone who had some really sharp insights on this was Singapore's Lee Kuan Yew. He wasn't shy about pointing out some fundamental differences.
Right, he looked at the very structure, the governance of both countries, and argued they were just on different tracks from the start. We're going to explore that.
Yeah, his analysis is pretty direct.
Before we get into the heart of his arguments, just a quick reminder, if you appreciate these kinds of global analyses, make sure you're subscribed to the Geopolitics Gazette.
Definitely worth doing. So, where Lee Kuan Yew started was, perhaps unsurprisingly, with the people themselves, the makeup of the population.
Okay, so what was the first major difference he flagged there?
While China's relative homogeneity, you've got over 90% Han Chinese. He saw that as a massive advantage for governance.
How so?
Because that shared background, that common cultural fabric, means the central government can communicate policies, roll out initiatives, and generally get things done with much greater speed and unity.
So like when the leadership speaks, pretty much everyone understands the message in the same way.
Largely, yes. It fosters a strong sense of national identity that helps push through big projects, whether it's infrastructure or social programs. It just simplifies things enormously across such a vast country.
Okay, contrast that with India then.
Oh, it's almost the polar opposite, isn't it? India is this incredible explosion of diversity. Over 1.4 billion people, hundreds of languages, maybe 320 dialects, according to some counts, multiple major religions, countless distinct cultures and ethnic groups.
So if a leader speaks Hindi, for instance, they might only be directly reaching, what, 30 or 40% of the people?
Exactly. And while that diversity is, it's a phenomenal strength in so many ways culturally, resilience-wise, it presents huge hurdles for cohesive national policy.
Right. Must slow down decision-making, development too.
It inherently does. What works in Tamil Nadu might be completely irrelevant or even unwanted in Punjab. It just demands so much more negotiation, tailoring policies state by state, region by region.
Makes sense. Now, Lee Kuan Yew also talked about governance structures, didn't he? The way power flows.
He did. That was the other huge piece. He contrasted China's model, which he saw as strong central guidance, combined with actually quite a bit of local freedom to experiment and innovate.
Like Shanghai. Wasn't that his example?
Precisely. Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
The central government basically said, okay, you're going to be a global financial center, gave it significant autonomy and, crucially, direct funding for the necessary infrastructure.
And it worked, obviously.
It allowed for incredibly rapid, focused transformation, clear goal from the top, power and money given to the local level to make it happen. That synergy, he argued, drives development very quickly.
Okay, so what was the picture in India, according to him?
A very different one. He described grappling with layers of bureaucracy, red tape, and a system where local ambitions get tangled up in state-level politics.
He had a personal story about this, right, with Mumbai.
Yeah, a very vivid one. He discussed turning Bombay, now Mumbai, into a global financial hub, much like Shanghai. But he found the city was constrained by state politics.
How so?
Local leaders essentially told him they couldn't bypass the state government. Revenue generated in the city was often diverted by state politicians, he noted, to, appease rural voters, farmers, for instance, because that's where the votes were.
So investing in Mumbai's specific needs wasn't the priority for the state.
Not the primary one. Lee Kuan Yew suggested direct central funding, the Shanghai model, but was apparently told point blank by state leaders something like, what about my farmers? And he said even the prime minister in Delhi acknowledged the reality.
Which was?
That changing the constitution to give Mumbai that kind of autonomy needing a two-thirds majority in parliament plus state approvals was politically impossible. It just wouldn't happen. Mumbai would remain tied to the state's broader, often rural-focused priorities.
Wow. So putting these two big themes together, the population structure and the governance model,
you get a pretty clear picture, according to Lee Kuan Yew, of why China could mobilize for rapid, large-scale development in a way India, with its democratic complexities and incredible diversity, couldn't easily replicate. The paths were just fundamentally different.
it really highlights those deep structural contrasts. If you're finding this breakdown insightful and want to keep up with critical global perspectives like this, do take a second to hit that subscribe button for the Geopolitics Gazette.
It's worth considering these long-term perspectives. So the big question hanging in the air is, what does this mean looking ahead?
Right. Can India, with its vibrant democracy, its undeniable diversity, find ways to navigate these challenges and truly unlock its full economic potential?
Or will these fundamental differences that Lee Kuan Yew identified always shape its trajectory relative to China's? It's a complex question.
It really is. And we're keen to know what you think. Do you agree with Lee Kuan Yew's assessment? Does this analysis resonate with you?
Let us know your thoughts. Drop your comments below.
Absolutely. And if you found this discussion valuable, please give it a like and definitely subscribe to the Geopolitics Gazette for more analyses like this one.